Hey, podcast listeners, welcome back. I am really excited for this week's podcast. So, I originally recorded this episode as a Facebook Live. So, you might hear me interacting with other folks who are on the live with me. And the reason why I wanted to go live to talk about shadow work and, having a plan B and getting out of survival mode is because I was opening up the doors to my brand new program, The Accelerated Path. And I have officially closed the doors, but because I was re-airing this episode, I kind of thought it would be unfair to keep them closed to podcast listeners. If this work resonates and you are in a position that you are a coach, a healer, or a leader, and you're really wanting to amplify your message, grow your business, dial in those soulmate clients, and open up your intuition, the Accelerated Path is an amazing 3-month program. So there will be a link in the show notes to EmilyAarons.com/The Path Podcast. That is going to take you to a secret link that is allowing you to come and join the program. The Accelerated Path program is a 3-month container that starts the very beginning of April. So the doors actually won't close until April 4th. So from when you listen to this episode now, the doors will close April 4th. So you'll have the opportunity to join. We have a payment plan, we have a pay in full, and we also have scholarships. All of those will be available until April 4th. So this week's episode is really about helping you to understand what that plan B might be doing to you and the risk that you are taking every single day, that you are sort of stuck in that indecision, that stuck place of, do I go to my heart's work? Do I fulfill my purpose? Or if that doesn't work out, maybe should I have a plan B as a nanny or a paper route or a barista, or maybe go back to my 9 to 5 or a corporate or whatever that is. And I share about how toxic that is. So if you're in that position, this is definitely a great episode for you. And also understand, whether you join the Accelerated Path now or at another time, you understand there might be a resonance, but it has to be the right time. So I've had a lot of folks reach out, a lot of folks apply to the scholarships, a lot of interest, but also just sometimes it's not the right time. So we are going to close the doors officially April 4th. We will likely run this program again in the fall. So if this is not the right time for you, just trust that we will reopen it at the end of the year. But then again, you will lose out on a really cool bonus, which is we have a brand new bonus that is called Launch in Live with Confidence. It's a $497 bonus. I'm leaving it available to you when you join as a podcast listener. So you head over to EmilyAarons.com/The Path Podcast. You will qualify for that bonus. And what we're going to do in that bonus is I'm going to literally give you my plan, my formula for doing a launch that is successful. And it's essentially you're setting your goals and then, backtracking, you're reverse engineering it so that you can plan for success. The live part is that so many of my clients struggle with going live on social media. So I'm literally going to teach you a full live training, how to go live, how to sell yourself, and it's all going to be taught to you through Zoom. You'll actually watch me do a literal live as I'm teaching it to you as well. So that'll be a lot of fun. So the Launch in Live special is $495. You'll get that free as a bonus when you join the Accelerated Path before April 4th. Let's get into this week's episode. It's Emily, and I wanted to share something around shadow work, which is probably not the most popular topic ever. But I feel like as I'm opening up the Accelerated Path program, it is ripe with opportunity for you, for me, for us. And if you are a coach or a healer who has been struggling to make it, struggling to get enough clients, not booking your calendar fully, and there's just like an effort made to try to sell your things, but like no one or not enough people are buying it, this is a session for you. Hi Ariel. It's great to see my comments are working. I was really not sure because I haven't been live on my phone for a while, so that's good news. So if you are a coach or a healer, whether you're live on the replay, put a 1 in. If you are someone who has struggled to attract enough of the right clients, or get yourself fully booked, put a 2 in. I would love to see who that resonates with. So I want to talk about some shadow work. Hi, Tanika. Good to see you here. Of course you're here. Of course you're here. So let's do some shadow work, shall we? And if you, we're going to do some shadow work. So is everybody resonating with this message? You're a coach or a healer. I can't see the comments coming in at the moment, but I presume that that's who I am. Yes. Coach, healers, problems getting fully booked. I was just going to pull up something. I did this money block clearing the other day that was really powerful. And I know that a lot of folks, here's how they identified. Number 1, you're struggling to get clients and charging your worth. Drop a 2 if you're worried if you should create a plan B. Number 3, you're sacrificing your time comparing yourself to others. Or 4, all of the above. Okay? So I know I kind of went through those fast, but just put the one that feels like it resonated with you. So let's talk about it. So what I wanted to share today is around shadow work. So for those of you who are kind of hemming and hawing, you may have a desire to help more people, but there's always kind of the background or maybe foreground, this desire to have a plan B. Like, if this doesn't work, WTF am I going to do with my life? So let's go there. This is what we usually avoid. We usually get as far as terror, panic, anxiety, and fear when we consider if our programs, if our work, if our coaching and healing stuff doesn't work out. And we kind of stop with our toes on the line of, is it going to work? What if it doesn't? And then we go into this panic mode. I know this feeling very well because, as you may or may not know, I've been doing energy healing for 23 years. 15 of those 20 years, I was broke. I was living just barely making it. And then I had my kid, and my husband was primarily the one who was supporting our household. I was making about $1,000 a month and not much more. And I knew I had a dream in me. I knew I wanted to help more people, but I was terrified to know what to do. I didn't know how to actually do it. And so what I'm here to teach you how to do is the framework for taking your coaching and healing business out there into the world and positioning yourself so you are a unicorn. You are one amazing person in a very saturated market. It's going to help you to stand out. It's going to help you sell your offers. It's going to help you to take yourself seriously. So I only want to talk to people who are here to take themselves seriously. So I see 16 people who are on live. If all of you are here to take yourself seriously, just stay on, okay? If you're kind of like, I like to do healing and coaching, but like as a hobby side hustle, like I'm not actually wanting to help people. I would like to, but like not as like my main thing. Like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the folks who want to take themselves seriously, who want their family and friends to take them seriously. And when you introduce yourself, whether at a business networking thing or just at like a friend's party, when you introduce yourself and you go, hi, my name is Emily and I'm an energy healer and I also coach business coaches. I'm also a coach to coaches and healers online. And they go, oh, wow. So you do so tell me more about that. You do energy work for entrepreneurs. I say, yeah, I help coaches and healers to build profitable businesses. And they go, oh, wow, that's really cool. So I want to help you to be able to feel really good and really serious and really confident about what you do in the world. But sometimes we don't really even know what that is yet. So let's do some shadow work, shall we? We've got 18 people. Hi. If you guys would just say hi, let me know that you are here with me and you are present. I know sometimes we open up apps when we're doing other things, but if you're here, let's just go down this road, okay? When you think of if my coaching and healing business doesn't work, what is your first thought? This is going to really help our visualization. So put it in the chat. What is your first thought when you worry? You're most definitely here. Great. If this doesn't work out, then what? For me, I'm just going to fix my hair because it's just doing its own thing today. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to do some live coaching here on Facebook. you'll get an invitation to join me on Zoom, and that's where I'll do some live coaching. Go back to corporate. Oh, with the teary eyes. Yeah. And I can feel that resistance in you too, Tanika, too. Who else? Be brave. What is it that you fear? When you go, if this doesn't work out, then what's going to happen? For me, I always, for some reason, imagine being a barista at Starbucks. Like, if I'm not fulfilling my true heart's desires, I may as well do like something I would hate. Like that, it was so black and white for me of like, you either do what you love or you are miserable. And being miserable or working at Starbucks, then I started to think about, well, then I would lose my apartment or I would lose my house and maybe I would lose my car. If it doesn't work out, what if I fail? I don't know what will happen. Melissa, let's talk about what will happen. Going back is to serving that I did for 20 years, like waitressing, working a miserable 9-to-5 just to make some sort of living. Exactly, Ariel. Being the worst of me again. Yep, exactly. So you can feel that in your body. I gave up a government job with a pension. Aha, ha, 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 ha. That, see, they dangle it. They dangle that pension in front of you and you go, oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. And it is nice. And it doesn't mean you can't still do your government job and have a thriving coaching or healing business. That doesn't mean it. But what it will mean that if you can't dedicate energy to your practice. My family will think I'm nuts. Yeah, anybody else family think that they're nuts? Either for quitting their job or for being a coach or a healer, or just they don't get you at all. So this is where I want us to go here. I don't want us to avoid the scary thing. I want us to do the shadow work that brings up the feelings. And I want to see what happens next. I want you to see what happens next. So I want you to just, in your mind's eye, if you visualize this thing is not going to work out, and here's all the worst things that happen. My family thinks I'm crazy. I can't make it work as a coach or a healer. I have to go back to a corporate job. I have to go back to waitressing. And that's just to keep food coming in, lights on, internet, phone, like the bare necessities. But what if it got worse than that? And like you really couldn't even make that work. And you are getting, less and less money coming in. Then it's almost like your back's up against the wall. And maybe you become homeless. Maybe you aren't eating because you don't have enough money to feed yourself. Then what? When your back up is against the wall, you got nothing left to lose other than maybe the clothes and shoes that you're wearing. You got no one, you got nothing. Then what? Then what do? And we have to go down this path to see how bad it could possibly get. And even it doesn't have to get to that point. Even if your worst path is going back to corporate, Tanika, even if your worst path, Melissa, is staying at that government job and just not doing what your heart is calling you to do. Why do I have this notification popping up? What if you quit your healing and coaching business and you become a waitress again? How does that feel? And what are you going to do about it? When your back's against the wall and you're just doing what you have to do, how does that feel in your body? How does that feel in your soul? And put it in the comments. I'm going to share my story too, because I've been there. I've been doing healing for 23 years, but I didn't always have my full-time practice. I went in and out of receptionist jobs. And while I was a receptionist, I was doing healing work or teaching yoga. I went to a corporate job where I was working as an executive assistant, also known as a glorified babysitter, to very rich, very, very, very rich people, mostly men. And I felt like my soul was decaying inside of me. That feeling of like, ugh. However, I had a steady paycheck. I was getting raises and bonuses. People at my job liked me. They actually encouraged me to get my Series 7 so that I could also become a salesperson and make goo gobs of money just like them. And I was like, thanks, but no, like this is bad enough. This is just a temporary thing until I decide I'm going to go all in on my healing work. And part of why I didn't go all in on my healing work is because I didn't have anybody to show me how to do it. Nobody before me had a successful healing career that at least I knew of. There was no mentor out there. There was nobody who I saw who was a healer, an energy worker, tarot card reader, whatever, who was teaching the ins and outs and the framework of a business. Like how to run a business. If you do this, I can get you there. No one did that. So I literally didn't know how to do it. It had to get so bad for me that I quit my job. I was like, screw all this. I'm back into full-time healing work and I want to make it work. And I was praying for miracles, and years and years and years of struggle finally surmounted when I was just like, my back was against the wall. I felt like I couldn't sink any lower. And I was like, I have to change something. And I became desperate to change something. But here's what I think what was actually happening. I don't think I was actually desperate. I think I became relentless. Because when my back was against the wall, I didn't just sit there and lay down and die. I didn't just take my full-time job and take the bonuses and take the raises and take the extra steps and go down that path, because inside of me there was that rotting decay. It was like, don't do it. And I know I needed it temporarily just to like get my head above the water and like catch my breath, but I was still doing the healing on the side. And then when I fully committed, I became relentless, I realized I was fucking scrappy. I'm a latchkey kid. I don't know if anybody else on here was a latchkey kid, but part of being a latchkey kid is like you forget your keys sometimes and you literally have to check every door and every window and break into the house sometimes. But I live in New England and I wasn't going to get left out in the cold. So I had to get in. And I take that same commitment with my business. I have to help people. I get out of the bed every day and I'm like, I want to, I have to. There's this need and this desire to just like figure it out, to apply all of my wisdom and all of my intelligence. And then I allow my intuition to lead me to that next big breakthrough in my business. But I have enough experience that I know what can work and what doesn't work. And that is what I want to help teach you. The accelerated path is that. It's teaching you how to be fully committed, no plan B, no wasting your energy on what if and in this place of worry and fear. And I saw you guys say, like, you know, Tanika, I saw you say, like, it feels suffocating. And you said, like, the back of your throat feels like there's a knot in there. Denise, you said that it's like deflating. And Melissa, you're tired of surviving. It feels awful to have to go back on that. And Eames, you're like on the verge of that. So I ended an 8-year relationship for a similar when it comes to believe myself. Yes, we have to believe in ourselves enough to get scrappy, enough to be relentless. And the problem that where you're at right now, which is exactly where I had been, was like, I don't know how. Like, I know I want to help people. I know I want to be a coach. I know I want to be a healer, but I actually don't know what works and what doesn't. And so I'm trying, but I was trying, and probably you're trying at like the bare minimum level, because in the back of your head, you're like, what if it doesn't work? So if I put in like half of the effort, I won't be so disappointed if I don't get positive results, because I wasn't even really trying anyway. It's kind of like what Spirit is showing me is like when you are meeting like a new group of people and you kind of put on this like fake persona, maybe when you're like a teenager and you're like, whatever, if they don't like me, it's not even the real me anyway. And so we put up these masks, we put up these guards.
And you're doing the same thing in your business. Where I was at, I was trying my best, but like I didn't have the knowledge of like actual strategies that worked. So what I was trying to do was what all the broke healers before me taught me, which was discounting myself, taking everybody, not narrowing down my niche, helping everybody, discounting myself constantly, and not playing full out. Yes, I'm definitely not playing full out. Yeah, that hit me. You're trying the bare minimum. That's what happens, Andrea. When I actually coach people and I listen, when they say, I tried to sell this thing, but it didn't work. Again, I'm going to do live coaching tomorrow if you guys want to join me. And so maybe you did try that, and maybe that's true. But let's say, how did you try? Well, I posted once. Okay. And then what? Well, nobody responded, so I didn't post again because obviously people didn't want it. And to me, I'm like, what? Do you guys even realize how many dozens of emails I send out on a monthly basis? Because from your perspective, you probably look at me and go, oh, she's got it figured out. Everything works for her. She puts an offer out and it sells. That's not true. Definitely not putting in the full effort because of discount myself due to insecurities. Exactly. So imagine if you were fully confident in your gifts and your abilities, you were fully confident in the transformations that you can provide, how would you then put yourself out there? More importantly, we have to shift the perspective from looking at ourselves. I'm worried that I'm not worthy. My insecurities, my fears. What about them? What about the people that you want to help? How do you think they're feeling right now? You're so consumed with yourself and your worries and your doubts that you don't actually get it out there to help them. That's the truth. The truth is that this minimal effort is being put out versus the maximum effort. And half of the reason why you don't put the maximum effort is like what I was doing, which is what I didn't know what the maximum effort even looked like. I didn't know what that looked like until I actually did it. Until I knew what that felt like. If I was to go all in, like guns blazing. And here's what I always teach my clients is that after a launch, the way I want to feel is that I did everything I possibly could have to clarify my message, to help people feel safe, to feel seen, so that they know what it's like to work with me. I want to feel confident that there is not a single thing I could have done more of to get my message heard by the people who needed to hear it. Because the truth is this, I know that whether you're on live with me, the 15, 16, 17 people who've been on live with me, or the people who on the hundreds of people who will be on the replay of this, I know that there's somebody who's out there and they're suffering, and that's what drives me to get my voice heard. It's for you all. It's so that you all know that I'm a safe place, so that you know that I have the frameworks that work, so that you know if you're ready to be all in and relentless about helping people, I have loads of strategies that have worked for me, for countless clients, and they will absolutely work for you. The best part is through the Accelerated Path, I have a full 100% money back guarantee. If you join me, if you do the calls, if you do the homework, and you put yourself out there for 3 months and nothing changes, I will fully refund you. So when you look at that kind of a refund policy, and you go, damn, she's really confident. She's real confident. So then what's the problem? The problem is, do you believe in yourself to invest in your business? I just had a call with somebody who was saying, listen, I invest in healing work. She just came back from the chiropractor. And the truth is that the Accelerated Path is the program I want to do, but I've never invested in my business before. And I said, okay, that's fair. And that makes sense. So think of it this way. When you go to the chiropractor, when you go to the massage therapist, when you go to your naturopath, you walk in the door with aches and pains and problems. And you walk out the door feeling more energetic, more aligned, maybe with less pain, less worry, less whatever. So you know when you walk in, you come in this way and you walk out and you get this result. But you're not sure because you've never had that experience with your business before. So it's only natural to feel hesitation to go, I don't know, am I going to get a result? I'm saying, yes, I believe you're going to get a result. I'm promising you a result. I'm promising you with result, and I'm willing to pay you back if I don't help you to find a way to get to that result. So the real risk is nothing. You invest the money for today, that's going to pay you back tenfold over time. You're going to have a network of people who actually see you, who believe in you, and aren't going to let you fail. They're not going to let you fall. You're going to be able to workshop with all of us, mastermind, get your ideas out. We'll tell you, oh, that's a really good one. Maybe tweak that, so that you can put an offer out there that is mwah. The messaging is dialed in. The offer is dialed in. The price is dialed in, so that you don't have to ever feel that fear of, what if it doesn't work out? Should I create a plan B? And I'm not going to say all your fears go away, because that's not something I can promise you. Entrepreneurship is about trying and trying and trying and trying and being relentless until you get the magic formula for you. I've been missing your lives for a bit now. I'm glad my phone decided to jump on. Oh, me too. I can see that from your point of view. Wow. Yeah. And so as a coach and as somebody who is relentless in my pursuit to help other people, I'm doing these lives. I'm sharing with you about, my gift in the world is because I went through that shitty period for so long. I'm here standing, building $1 million business and growing, sharing with you that if I can do it, so can you. And I was broke for a real long time. So if I can get scrappy and figure it out myself, and then mastermind with friends, and then get that feedback and grow and keep trying, I know that those things that I have done and the things that my clients have done can help you too. And right now we're in a very sensitive climate. That my feeling is this: you need somebody like me who is a healer, who is a coach, who's been there. And there's nobody out there like me. There's nobody out there. There are definitely marketers. There's definitely, get your messaging dialed in here. Get your products and services over here. Get your website over there. But I can tell you, you can crush it without having fancy sales pages, without having all the different systems and bells and whistles. But you cannot get there if you're not willing to bet on yourself. You cannot get there if you're not willing to invest in yourself. Because whether it's the accelerated path, or it's Facebook ads, or it's a team member, or it's a new software to make your life easier, make your customers happier, you're always going to be investing. So think about how much you're hemming and hawing about just the simplest decisions, how much time you're wasting hemming and hawing about decisions. Either do it or don't do it. And here's the other thing. I'm just going to play it, let it play out there. If this isn't your time to be an entrepreneur and to be a coach and to be a healer, then put it aside and just stop. You are the only one who knows when it's your time. So maybe this is the time. Like when I said, I worked for a full-time job as an executive assistant. During that time, I was only doing some clients on the side. My primary focus was my corporate job. So if that's the season you're in, then go for it. I'm not saying don't get a second job or a plan B or whatever, but don't have both. Pick one lane, make that be your first decision. I'm either going to go all in on my healing and coaching business and go for big air and see what happens, or I'm going to say, not right now. I'm going to just go back to corporate or waitressing or whatever it is that you do. But the middle place is what's killing you. You're being an indecision, and it's literally zapping your energy. It is zapping your money, and it's taking your focus away from actually doing the thing and becoming inventive. Like when we did that visualization, when our back was against the wall, what are you going to do? Do something. Go all in. The steps that we're taking are meh at best. So look back at what you want to do and see if you need help. I need to take this jump. The message was meant for a reason right now. So AMS, we do have payment plans, AMS. So we also have scholarships. We have payment plans. We have a for-pay, and we have a scholarship. We have a scholarship for folks who are Black, Indigenous, women of color. We also have a scholarship for folks who are experience hardship. If you're in a sucky place socioeconomically, and you're like, I want to go all in, I want to believe myself, I take myself seriously, but it's just that money thing. We have the payments and we have the scholarships. We also have the guarantee. We have the guarantee. So it's up to you. And I will tell you that every time I've made an investment in myself, whether it be in any of the things I just mentioned, whether it's a program, a course, a team member, an ad, whatever it is, I always ask that when I make the investment, it come back to me, this investment come back to me tenfold. And you can do the same thing. I'm facing eviction, but I'm willing to put everything in. So your back's up against the wall. This is the thing. We have to take responsibility no matter where you're at. We got ourselves there and we can get ourselves out. We can. When we take responsibility and we go, I'm not going to let it get this bad again. I'm not going to let it get this bad again. This is not an option for me anymore. And when we can get all of our focus in one direction, we can become creative and inventive and be like, well, what if I try this? Or what if I try? Well, where do you want to spend your energy? Do you want to spend your energy on letting it just keep draining the life out of you? Or do you want to spend that energy on new ideas, creative, like Tanika? So Tanika and Ims, like if we were in a mastermind group, if we were on a coaching call and you said, I don't know, I tried this thing, it didn't work. You know what everyone on the coaching call is going to do? They're going to offer you 15 new ways that you can overcome that obstacle. Every single one of the people who's on the call is going to offer you an idea, offer you feedback, offer you their time to spend like mulling ideas back and forth together. They're going to be there to support you and help you ensure your success. That's what a mastermind group does. If you've never been in part of one, if you've never been in a group program, if you've never been in my group program specifically, that's what we do. And so that's what I want you to see tomorrow when I do live coaching is that you're going to be in a Zoom room with complete strangers who are all cheering you on, encouraging you and believing you and helping you to believe in yourself. And one thing I'm like promising you, I'm a coach, but I'm a healer first. So I've been doing energy healing for 23 years. So the spaces that I create, whether it is in my group calls, whether it is in my group programs on my online community, this is a safe and sacred space. I do not take your participation lightly. I do not take your joins as though you're just another number. I believe in every single person. I believe you're here for a reason, and then I'm going to hold this safe container for you to go get what you need from me. And that's another level of responsibility. I haven't chimed in on one of your videos in a long time and can't believe today is the time because I decided to watch Everything Happens for a Reason. I needed to hear this. Jacqueline, that's perfect. And so, again, there is no risk. It's a believed risk. It's a thought, but it's not an actual truth. And one of the things, so I felt like recently my back was against the wall and it caused me to do these things again, to again revisit my beliefs, revisit my thoughts, revisit my worries and my fears. Because if push comes to shove, will I ever stop? The answer is no. Thank you for letting me join this morning's video, help me through. Oh, I'm glad, Stephanie. The answer for me is no. It's not just a no, it's a resounding hell no. Nothing will stop me from doing the work I'm here to do. And that's part of what we have to understand is that the universe is always willing to give us what we desire. And there's going to be tests and hurdles to say, yeah, so prove it. And so maybe this is an opportunity for you to, prove it. Prove that you want to help people. Don't just say it. You think people are just going to fall out of the sky because you said you wanted to help them? Or are you going to go let people know that you can help them? Are you going to make it abundantly clear that you can help them? And how can you help them? We have to make that hard decision. What are we going to invest our time and energy on? Worried about failure or focusing on innovation, focusing on service? I did a follow-up with a client we were discussing. Okay. So What questions do you guys have about the Accelerated Path? This is a 3-month container with me. We start in a few weeks. Like I said, there's a payment option and there are scholarships. And, excuse me, guys, a lot of energy is moving today. This is good. There are scholarships and there are payment plans. And I encourage you to take advantage of that. I fully encourage you to take advantage of that. It's a 3-month container. We start in April, on the 5th of April. Folks who join in the Pay in Full, they get a bonus extra call with me before we kick off the program to really set a clear intention for what we're here to do and to really connect and network with each other. And then there's going to be 2 live calls per month with me, this, but with a specific agenda. I have no questions. I just need the link. Oh, sorry. EmilyAarons.com/the path. Let me hop on Facebook. I'll see if I can drop it in here. I wasn't really prepared, I guess. Let me pop in right now. And then there's a list of all the calls. So it's not just energetic. It is like a high-level mentorship mastermind had a baby with a seriously high-level healing program. It's both. You're going to get the healing. You're going to get the coaching and direction. You're going to get that next level of up-leveling. I'm going to focus. Here you go. There it is. There's 47 comments. Did I miss some comments? I'll come back to the comments later. If you want to put a rainbow in, I will reach out to you privately as well. Just put a rainbow emoji and I'll be happy to reach out. Also, the energy has been causing a ton of freezing during this live. I am not surprised. So you'll get a 3-month container, 2 live coaching, healing, and coaching, teaching, healing calls a month. So we talk about the program. We give you the deliverables, and then you go, but what about this? And I have a problem with that, and I'm afraid of this, and I'm worried about that. That's where the coaching comes in, okay? So I'll DM you later, Ams and Jacqueline, when I'm done with this, okay? You can also reach out to me on Instagram. That's a really easy way to get in touch with me today. So on those calls, there's a proven framework that I'm going through a very specific set of items on each of those calls directly to move everybody forward at the same pace. So it doesn't matter if you're brand new or you've been at it for a while, it just hasn't been working for you. Everybody starts at the same place. And again, it is a guarantee that this will work for you when you show up and do the work. It doesn't matter, are you going to be serious enough to do the work? You're very welcome. And then the other thing you get is a Kajabi community group. So you can workshop, mastermind, throw ideas out there, post your homework, get feedback on something, ask questions to me and my team and the group, because it's not just the Emily Show. There's a group of people who have experience and knowledge in different things. So I don't pretend to have all the answers for you. The group is also half of what the amazingness is. And when you join these group programs, the other thing you're going to realize is that you make connections and bonds that are like soul sisters, soul bonds, that even after my program is over, you all are going to have a relationship for years to come. I saw people on Instagram the other day who were in a group coaching program of mine 2 years ago, and they're still just as close, supporting each other, excited about each other's work. And I haven't been in the picture for years. So it's not even about me. It's about who you are attracting in that container. And if you've never had that kind of love and support and friendships and just people who are loving on you for what you do, I can't explain what that feels like. It's like somebody saying, well, you don't know the love of when you have a baby and you never felt love like that. You're like, sure. But then that happens and you're like, oh my God, never loved anything before this moment. That's the thing, is like, I can't explain what that feels like for you. You have to experience it yourself. So I'd love to work with you. If you have questions, let me know. It is for you if you are a coach, if you are a healer, you have been living in survival mode and you are just not seeing the results that you wish for, and you have been hemming and hawing about a plan B for too long, and you are just tired. And maybe this is your back against the wall. Maybe this is your last ditch effort to say, I don't know, maybe I'm just going to go all in on this healing and coaching thing and I'll see what happens. But people do find me when they're at that crossroads. People find me when they're ready for a solution that works. So again, drop a rainbow emoji if you're wanting some more information. I did put the link in. It's emilyaarons.com/thepath. I will be back tomorrow. We're going to send an email to folks who've been interested in the path through a small list that we're going to invite you to be on the Zoom call tomorrow. So if you'd like to get that private invite to be coached on Zoom, you just let me know. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. I hope this was helpful for you. If it was helpful in any way, would you please give some hearts, give some thumbs up, share it with a friend who may be in a similar situation as you. The more that we can spread this message, and maybe for your friends or the people who you share it on your Facebook page aren't in the same position as you, but maybe somebody is, and they've been trying to find somebody like me, but they didn't until you just shared my video with them. So you can share privately. There's a little button on the bottom that says share, or you can share publicly on your page. And I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll talk to you soon. Hope to see you in the program. Oh, and the doors close on Wednesday. So you do have a couple more days to decide, but not many, unfortunately. All right, you guys have a great day.